Hey everybody, I'm Leslie Barrett, creator of CMA Soulmate. I'm so happy to be partnering with Testimonial Hero on my second course. My first course, Measuring the ROI of Customer Marketing and Advocacy, has helped over 100 marketers be able to prove the value of their jobs and land promotions. And I hope this course will help skyrocket your advocacy program even further. I believe the role of customer marketing is to give your customers an accurate map of the journey they're about to embark with you. We create content that is relevant and appropriate for each stage of the journey, from pre-sale to post-sale. So identifying customer advocates is a crucial part of a customer marketing strategy to help you with that content. But before you even get started on storytelling and creating your content, you kind of need to analyze what you already have and where the gaps are. Content creation is one of the most effective routes for scaling up your customer marketing function, and I'm here to explain how to optimize and maximize your resources to meet that growing demand. All right, here's some tips to begin. Number 1, interview your customers. What? That's crazy. Yes, get on the phone with them. And while you're doing that, create clear documentation of their persona to influence future marketing programs and messaging towards this audience. Gather insights on their current challenges so sales and customer marketing can more directly and proactively create content that specifically addresses those challenges. Also, just straight up ask them how they like to learn. If you are hearing, oh, I'm a visual learner, like a lot, then you have your answer. Video would be the best way. Also, you can send a survey to collect that data at scale. Number 2, interview your sales team and ask what is resonating with prospects and any areas of friction. So this is a great way to kick off your relationship with sales. If you fill that white space and help them accelerate their deals, they will love you forever. And number 3, organize those content needs to the marketing funnel. Top of the funnel, what do we need? We need big, eye-catching logos with success stories. Middle of the funnel, we need, review sites, podcasts, ebooks, blogs, videos. Bottom of the funnel, references, personalized videos, a little bit more kind of like one-to-one. All right, now we need to look into that post-sales content. Let's start with customer onboarding. So what would be good fit for that? How about customer videos on tips from their onboarding, maybe an advocate-led course in your university? Activation. Have your customer host a webinar or a user group. And hey, we always want everybody to renew, so that's the time for one-to-one references, or collect videos from your community or newsletter, but just position it as a subject matter expert play. Number 4, so if you're taking a more ABM approach, which I highly recommend, look at your data in Tableau or Amplitude or any of those data platforms. That's one approach. But then the other one is to look at specific metrics like ACV that can really help you to determine a course of action, right? Allowing you to build the content for the opportunities that kind of may be worth it. Number 5, create a wish list of companies you would like to see advocate for your company, and what story would you like them to tell? So it's kind of like manifesting. Number 6, create a slide for your sales team to promote your advocacy program early, and then pass that same slide to the onboarding team. Then create a script for the CSMs to promote your program often, just drilling it into these customers. Okay, now we are ready to dig into the 10 ways that customer marketers can identify customer advocates. Number 1, NPS, Net Promoter Score. Shocker. From what you have read for years, you want to ask your promoters to take an action the same day or the day after they give that score. Reason being because they are hot. They are ready to engage further. So I will send the G2 review first. You can do whatever is most important to you at that time. Send them an email asking them to be a part of a reference program, to jump into your advocacy program, to get into a beta. So there's many things that you can email them after. their score. Number 2, Customer Success Qualified Advocate. A CSQA is what I like to call that. The CSMs are just like key in this whole step. So what is it? The CSQA program is a process to train your customer success managers, account executives, or any other customer-facing department on how easily to share customer wins to get spiffed for doing so. Spiff is just incentivized. Why is it important? Have you ever been a CSM? It's a tough job. They are insanely busy and most times have a lot of tough conversations. When they hear a win, they are so excited not to be hearing complaining that they just often skip that celebration. But rolling out a formal process and tying them to a spiff or an incentive trains them to take action when they hear it. So basically, you want to train them so that when they hear a customer win, their eyes light up with dollar signs or whatever you can get approval for. Company recognition, bragging rights, whatever. So where to start? I'd contact your CSM team lead and propose the following. Copy and paste this into a doc. This program is for customer success managers to nominate potential customer advocates to get inside the advocacy program or whatever, you want your CTA to be. CSMs must nominate a minimum of 3 advocates a month, and you can either tie that to a specific metric or create a spiff. I've never been at a place where they want me to tie it to metrics, so spiffs tend to work. All right, so what are the qualification criteria? And this could vary depending on your company. Customers should be happy. They're out of onboarding. They're seeing value. They're just innovative, creative people. They have usage metrics from Pendo or an Amplitude, and you're seeing that they are definitely using your platform. And they want to be involved in some sort of advocacy act. But maybe we should define what an advocacy act is. What does it look like at your company? Is it a reference? Is it someone who is interested in a case study? Did they shout you out on social media? So just add those into that doc. All right, let's jump into the process. Identify advocate based on your criteria that you laid out. Check your CRM to see if they are already an advocate. Tell your CSMs where to find that field. You can either enter them in a Slack channel called CSQA or Customer Success Advocate, or you can either create a checkbox in your CRM, and then when that is checked, then you get an alert. So it's a really nice way to see when your customer success managers has submitted someone. Next, you're going to want to create some templatized emails with the CTA to join your advocacy program. You can have those emails come from your CSM, or you can send them, but make sure you CC your CSM. So there are tools like Catalyst and Gainsight as well. So you can build this process in whatever system your CSMs are most familiar with or comfortable in or live in on the daily. The less friction, the better. This process works above if you are super scrappy with no tools. So don't worry, you don't have to buy anything. Next step is that incentive doc or that spiff doc. So jump on the CSM weekly all hands meetings and pump them up about sharing customer stories and securing that case study. So my only other tip on this is not a one and done presentation to the CSMs. Here's the spiff and good luck to you. This takes work to maintain excitement. So when someone does get spiffed and does follow the process, shout them out. Karen is taking home $200, right? So create that FOMO for other CSMs who aren't cashing in on this free spiff. All right, the next way to identify an advocate is to go to your marketing automation. For me, I use Marketo. So what I do is I build a Marketo smart list. So what does that mean? That means that we are bringing in all of the customers who are currently engaged in all or other email programs. So build a smart list in Marketo. You're basically saying, show me all of the customers who have opened 9 out of the 10 of our marketing emails. What? That's crazy. Yes, these people exist and you want them in your program. These customers are super into your brand and your content. They're hungry. They're hungry for more, and you want them, and you want to give them more, and you want them in your advocacy program. So in that same smart list, filter out kind of like those non-happy customers or your detractors, because things fluctuate at any given minute. Also probably exclude people who are still in onboarding. Like, yeah, of course, they're opening 9 out of 10 of your emails, they're in onboarding. With this list all set up, you'll have a constant flow of folks to target. Then you'll go ahead and create a flow step in your marketing automation to send the email inviting them into your advocacy program. Have you guys ever heard of a platform called Engagio? They are acquired by Demandbase. They're really cool. I used to work for them. Did you guys know that you can see all of your customers who are looking at the content on your website and how many minutes they're spending with your brand? Well, the kind of like Engagio part of Demandbase does that. You're going to upload your active customers inside of that platform and create a view of all contacts. So you're working with ops to set up a certain threshold of engagement. Engagement describes something fundamental, right, about the customer's connection to your brand. So higher degrees of engagement means a deeper commitment, more time, more emotion, more of a relationship building. Yeah, you're going to want to trigger emails to folks spending, X amount of time of engagement minutes with your website's content. I know not everybody has access to that, but if you do, if you find yourself at a company with Demandbase, that is one way you can find advocates. Usage reports. This is the next big one. We use Tableau. There's other tools like Amplitude or Pendo. So you really want to build these dashboards and performance analysis of what your customers are doing the most of and the least of. This can be pretty manual if you have a data scientist at your company. I love those guys. I extract the CSV of the users I want to target and create a more personalized outreach based on kind of the information that I know from those platforms. Online communities and forums. Monitor these. There are, I believe, some ways to automate this, but you want to look for customers who consistently provide helpful advice and promote your brand. Hey, ask your customers who just renewed with you or, had an upsell deal come through. Automate these outreaches or enable the CSMs to nominate them in the program. Customers with a high customer lifetime value are more likely to be advocates. They are invested more in your brand and they are motivated to see it succeed. Support tickets. For me, and what I've experienced is the more support tickets, the stronger the user. It always depends on the stage of the company, but I've always worked at pre-IPO companies and it is a great indicator. It also depends on the way your platform is structured and your advocacy program is structured. Like, we want both raving fans and people who are engaged at every level. At my last company, support tickets meant that they are using the platform a ton and trying new things. So they would benefit from our advocacy program or our community to learn from each other. And in turn, what that does is lessen the support tickets and kind of eases off the CSM, which they love. All right, next up is account-based marketing tactics. I did write a book on this, Unlock Growth with Account-Based Customer Marketing, so definitely go ahead and download that. Treat these non-advocates with an ABM approach. Get a target list. Identify the people you want in your program. Run email programs with personalized, maybe a direct mail play or retargeting ads. Like, always a great and fun program to run. And here's another tip, include your CSMs in these plays. They have the strongest relationships with those big whale accounts. So send the direct mail from them and you'll get way better response rates. Trust me, I worked at a direct mail company and the CSMs were always the ticket. And lastly, setting up gong trackers for customer marketers can be a very effective way to find people who love your platform. So you're going to set up relevant keywords to understand and capture customers' interactions with CSMs that look for that positive sentiment in customer conversations. Okay, let's sum it all up. The keys to building a thriving advocate community is continuous engagement, so much excitement, and I believe personalized outreach. So if you create an exclusive community that customers aspire to join, you will see the power of advocacy fueling your brand's growth. Believe me, I've done it. Thank you so much for joining this course, and I wish you all the best in your journey to find engaged advocates for your brand. Bye.
I would say that's the biggest